Another day, another Batman review. Excited?
I believe the word you're looking for is ah!
It's review time! Batman Returns! This is actually an action figure I got from Batman Returns. It's an 8-inch figure, and as you can see, there's tape on it because the cape's a little flimsy.
I am a nerd.
Now, as I said in my Batman Forever review, this movie is criminally underrated. Why? Because it's a lot better than Batman Forever. It is! Let me explain why. In this film, Batman faces off against the Penguin, played by Danny DeVito, and Catwoman, played by Michelle Pfeiffer, in an extremely tight latex suit. Every time I think about that, my brain just goes like this.
Right.
At the same time, there's another secondary type villain named Max Schreck, played by Christopher Walken. Basically, the main conflict between Batman and the Penguin is that the Penguin wants to run for mayor of Gotham City. And that concept alone is really cool. It has a lot of possibilities. It doesn't really explore those possibilities that much, but even still, it's pretty well executed. A lot of people were really, disgusted by Danny DeVito's take on the Penguin, but I thought that he got the gist of who the Penguin was. A really slobberingly gentleman who just wants to be accepted in society but is constantly turned down, which can be quite relatable. Hence why this is pretty much a Tim Burton type movie and less a Batman movie. And that's another thing. People complain that this is more of a Tim Burton movie than a Batman movie. Now I understand that, but is that necessarily a bad thing? I mean, it's dark. That's what Batman should be, dark. And Michelle Pfeiffer
Right.
is very good as Catwoman, not just physically, but also acting-wise. I mean, we have yet to see what Anne Hathaway does as Catwoman, but until then, yeah, let's face it, Michelle Pfeiffer is the best Catwoman so far. And Michael Keaton is still great as Batman, no doubt about it, but this film actually focuses less on him and more on Penguin and Catwoman. Plus, there's this one scene in the movie that I thought that could have been a lot better. The first scene of the movie is basically the origins of the Penguin. He gets born into a rich family, he's very grotesque looking, but we don't see it, and he gets dumped by his parents and thrown into a lake, into the sewers. I think there should have been a shot where when Penguin's carriage is floating in the sewers, the camera should have panned up to ground level and would have revealed that Penguin underground passed by the street corner where Bruce Wayne's parents were killed when he was a boy. And if they show that scene, that would have been great. That would have connected their stories, if you will. But they wouldn't have known it. That would have been cool. It would have been a nice shout out to the fans. Just saying. I mean, that was just my one, real complaint. And it is a little violent and dark. But that's how Batman is supposed to be! Why can't people just get that concept? It's like, what, do you want him to do this all the time? No! That's not what I want him to do. And the score by Danny Elfman is still great, even though it's more Tim Burton-esque and not as triumphant as the first film. But even still, I really like this movie. More people should like this movie because, yes, it's incredibly dark, but like I said, that's how Batman should be. And yes, he does kill sometimes, but it's a different take on Batman. And that's fine, as long as it's dark. So all in all, Batman Returns has a good story, good characters, a good score, and pretty good directing. It's not the best Batman movie of all time, that's for sure. But it's still very well done, and it's a decent follow-up to the original 1989 Batman. I wouldn't say this should be universally loved by all, but I'll just say that I like it. So yeah, Marcos Aquino likes this movie, if that matters to you. So what do you think? Have you seen Batman Returns? What are your thoughts on it? Do you think it's good? Do you think it's bad? Let me know in the comments below. And as always, if you like what you've seen here, then feel free to press the like button, add this video to your favorites, and maybe even subscribe if you want. So until next time, this is Marcos Aquino saying,
I don't wear hockey pads.